Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sunless Skies. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today here in the Albion Transit Relay to the Reach. Does that ring a bell? Last episode we got ourselves to Albion, and this map has been reworked since the game came out, so I never saw what it was like at the beginning. People said that this particular map, I think, was a little bit barren, and apparently it's not anymore, although I don't know. I think they reworked it in reply to the fact that it was barren. So yeah, let's find out. Being barren for me is mostly down to just how long you have to travel, and so far we have had to travel quite a lot actually. So if it doesn't get any worse, I'm down for that. So, a stone edifice, scintillant with sigils, is encased in a contrivance of steel and brass. That's the things I think that teleported us here, I think. This is a Jenkins relay, allowing transport via a loophole in some cosmic mandate to a far-flung district of heaven. This one leads to the Reach, a sunless wilderness, rich in opportunity and peril, coveted by London. Indeed. So we can present myself to customs, which is, I think, the only way to proceed. Every relay is on the hunt for contraband, so we need to pass 2 checks if we're gonna not have contraband. A taciturn inspector boards the ship, licking a fresh pencil and signing his name on a pristine new search form. "Shall we?" he says, carefully double-checking his own spelling before moving on. Yep, nothing to hide. The taciturn inspector takes 3 passes through the engine before reluctantly deciding that you probably, in all likelihood, have nothing to hide. He waves you on without a word. Your business here is concluded. It's time to continue your adventures in the high wilderness. Absolutely. My crew is eager to move on from here. So I can go back. I'm gonna need to do it in second class. Pay sovereigns for second class travel to Reach. How much? Only 200. That's fair enough. I don't think I need to bring items. I don't think I need to bring items to travel. I can just pay. So I can remain in Albion, which is not actually the wording that I'd use. Your engine lumbers around. The stellar gleam of the clockwork suns fills your windows. You'll be in Albion a while yet. The clockwork suns? I think this map is a lot bigger. It looks a lot bigger to me. Doesn't it look a lot bigger? I am lost. I don't know where to go. This is for... Okay. Holy... Okay, this is a dead end. And we have new soundtrack, I assume. Will we be okay? I think we will. We can send our bat out. I think that's a dead end. We have a place. Maybe that's not a dead end, but we're not going there, that's for sure. I didn't notice that this was a passage. So I'm using the map a lot, because the map is a lot easier to tell what's going on and what isn't. Okay, I'm sticking to the right over here. No enemies yet. We can't see anything in the background. Just smoke. Dear God, the fatalistic signalman breathes as he takes in the extent of the Workworld. Workworld. This is quite something, though. And here we are, in a place. What place? A new port. The crew are eager to see what it has to offer. The bit between. Ah, I was gonna crash there, and I didn't. The officials of the Brabazon never bothered to formally name this waypoint. Captains dock here to pick up goods or deliver workers. It's not a place to linger because of the proximity to the accelerated time of the Workworld. The bit between. I can recruit the clay conductor. Absolutely, a hulking clay man is in a heavy coat stands on the platform. The Claymen were an underclass in old London. Very few of them came to the skies. This one holds an urn to his chest. "You're a captain. You can perform funeral rites," he says, nodding to the urn in his arms. "Then I want to travel." He pauses for a long moment, and then, as if feeling something more might be expected, "I could help out on your engine. Sure. I'm gonna need to trade Sky Stories, I guess. So this will give you the Clay Conductor, a first officer who will increase your hearts by 6 and your irons by 2, which I believe is the same as every other one in terms of the numbers. Anyway, say a few words about the death in the sky. Skyfarers are accustomed to impromptu funerals, unfortunately. You ask the conductor where he would like to hold the ceremony. He looks about, confused as though he hadn't expected the question. At last, he comes to a conclusion. Here will do, he says, indicating the crowded thoroughfare. You and a few of the more respectable of your crew gather for a brief funeral. Everyone has at least something in black. You offer the expected phrasings before pausing for the eulogy. The Clay Conductor shakes his head. You do it, he grunts. Okay, I'm sure I can extemporize something. You render up a bounty of platitudes, benign wishes to the beyond, and maudlin remembrances of departed friends. The conductor frowns stonily, realizing he needs to give you at least something to work with. He could sing, he manages. You work a line about a man of clay with the voice of an angel into the eulogy. The conductor seems satisfied. Where's your engine? I'm ready to assume my duties. The conductor picks up the urn and heads off in the direction you point. That sounds lovely. 3 Sky Stories I've lost. Sounds good to me. Maybe that's what I could have been able to not lose. So let's look at what he's doing, because I think I'm missing a quartermaster. For the conductor... Conductor? What the heck? It's the first officer. Sure. We have, it's basically affiliation changes, academe, establishment. Yeah, basically hearts and mirrors. That one gives me hearts and irons. This is technically mirrors and hearts rather than that. So I can basically balance things according to my needs, which is kind of good. But, actually he wouldn't be a bad thing to have. So that's mirrors. And this would give me hearts and the irons. I would get more hearts. And I will lose a little bit of mirrors. Get a little bit more irons. Is that a good idea? I don't think so. I don't think I need that. Maybe I can talk to him, though. Let's have a chat with him. Yeah. The Clay Conductor has taken a berth in the back of your locomotive. He has made no attempt to personalize his cabin. All of his things, including the urn with his friend's dust, are stuffed into a suitcase that sits forlornly on the floor. He performs his duties with plodding diligence. He keeps up the maintenance of the engine, ensures things run as you would wish them to, and ostensibly looks after the crew. He does not socialize, and when not working, keeps to his bunk. But I'm going to spend time with the Clay Conductor. Perhaps he would appreciate a visit from his captain. No one else talks to him. Yes. He doesn't look up from a large volume of sheet music, slow hymns like the drift of continents made from the melody of plate-shifting earthquakes. You attempt to engage him in conversation, and he responds to this with reluctance. He is content for the moment. His days have been tolerable. No, he does not need anything. When you eventually give up and make to go, he seems relieved. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to... I can restore his voice? That's kind of cool. That's really cool. Okay. So we need a lot of chorister stuff. It's fine. We're gonna make do. So, continue exploring. The bit between Brabazon Workworld, the first Workworld to be established in Albion. Is a Workworld just... I don't know what it means. Brabazon Workworld is the first, as I said, yeah. Working here, debtors can escape prison. Oh. So it's like a prison. Right. They remain till their debts are repaid and a ticket away has been refunded. The primary industry is that of hours processing, which has the side effect of accelerating time on the Workworld's surface. The dock is between Brabazon Workworld and Little Nice, where the more privileged overseers reside. The dock is, for Captain's sake, nearer Little Nice than the Workworld. Unexpected aging would deter even the greediest captain from arriving. Oh, wait, I thought that's not how time works. If you accelerate time... Oh, come on. That's on the more fantastical side of things rather than on the more realistic side of things. When it said accelerate time, I thought time dilation. If you're going to accelerate time in a specific place, you're basically going to slow down time for everybody else, which means You're not going to age faster. You're just going to be here for a lot shorter time. Except, not really. So the way time works, you never, like, the notion of slowing time down is impossible. That's not how time works, basically, physically speaking. You can, like, slow motion style things. That's not how it works. What happens is that, like, for you, the time is always forever and ever gonna go at the same speed. If you have a clock that's ticking at 1 second, that's how it's gonna tick, no matter how fast you are. If you're at the speed of light, that clock is still gonna tick at that speed. Now, that's not how it works, because if you're at the speed of light, time is not gonna pass. So you're never gonna spend any time in the speed of light, because you're always gonna. Anyway. What I mean is, it's the same speed for us. It's just not the same speed for everybody else. And if time is faster here, what it means is that you're going to get in here at 3 o'clock. You're going to spend 2 hours in here. And you're going to get out at 4 o'clock. Imagine if time is twice as fast in here. You're going to get out at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock for the rest of the world. So that's how it means. Now you're going to get unexpectedly old for everybody else, just not for you. So it's just, It's the dream. It's the thing, I want to take a vacation. Well, let me go to a place where time is faster. And you just take a 2-week vacation, but you spend like a year in there. And that's grand. It's the dream. Wouldn't you like that? No, maybe you wouldn't, actually. Because that's like traveling to the past. That's like, that's the premise of time travel. Or at least the realistic time travel. It's traveling to the past. It's not quite. It's just slowing down time. But still, I can travel to Little Nice. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's good. I might need to go there. You can join a tour of Brabazon Workworld. You will not be able to leave until the end. Will you donate what you know to turn the wheels of industry? The workers are not yet rising up. Oh, that's very foreboding then. I can join a tour of the Brabazon Workworld. So it means that I probably won't be able to do this when they start rising up. Huh. Brabazon workers are never happy. Well, yeah, you'd figure. I don't know what to do. You have a barrel of unseasoned hours that you can donate to the tour. It will be used to protect you from Brabazon's accelerated time. Okay, that sounds good, but the thing is the tour is probably going to remove my terror. So, it's kind of a waste. But I'll do it. A neatly printed sign offers Tours of Brabazon. Witness the worthy work of Albion's unfortunates, blessed with toil. Near it, several well-dressed personages are gathered in a tight group. Occasional guffaws rise above the chatter. Once you join the tour, let's go. We run this tour at cost, says the overseer, who collects your contribution. She hands the group over to the tour leader, who shepherds you all into a side room. The tour leader hands out thick cloaks to keep off the smut. The group covers itself. The hood lends one woman. Lens? Sure. The hood lends one woman, with her hair coiled up high on her head. An awkward shape and an expected height. Satisfied, the tour leader begins a briefing. The tour leader presents you each with a carriage clock. As you know, time on the Workworld moves more velocitously than it does outside. In order to exempt you from the effects, we've had the looms spin a fold of eternal hours to cover the tour. Please carry these carriage clocks. They will show you how much time your protection will last for. Please don't stray. Her pause. It's a man. He pauses for emphasis. It is crucial that you stay with the tour. If your time runs out, every minute it takes for us to realize could be hours for you. There is a flurry of anxious whispers. Once it has subsided, the group is led onto the Workworld. I can't pronounce the word world because it's tricky. Your group is accompanied by 2 overseers. The overseers bringing up the rear are a woman in her early 30s. Sorry, the overseer is a woman In the rear, the overseer in the rear. She checks her carriage clock compulsively. And I'm gonna admire the rugs. Our first stop on the tour is the Brabazon rug weaving workshop. The overseer beams the gestures for you to enter a building larger than any other on the street. I clicked it. Oh, we didn't scroll down. That's not the first time that happens. An attractive young worker leaps up to greet you. This workshop was built thanks to the generosity of Lady something. Please admire our beautiful handcrafted rugs and weavings, exported for sale in London. Workers here gain skills that can support them for the rest of their days. The group of workers nods and smiles at you. One stands to better display their work. Another thanks you for your visit. The youth is the last to see you out. Please, perhaps I'll see you elsewhere in Albion. I don't know if I should smile at them. Huh. I wonder what's gonna happen here. Instinctively, I would smile at them. I don't think our doctor would. I'm gonna admire the rugs. You've seen rugs like this in countless homes. They're cheap, within the means of all but the poorest families. The handiwork is competent. Their predominant colors are black and gold, the Empress favorites. Lions are popular designs, and unicorns and crowns. How patriotic. The unicorns? Maybe. I don't know. The lions? Maybe. I don't know. What's the sigil of the royal family? I don't know. Moving on. Are they the Lannisters? The Lancasters? They're not. That's the lions, or some of the lions. Anyway, moving on from the rug workshop, the tour is directed towards a glass factory. The air is yellow with smog. A fascinating aspect of Brabazon is the mutually beneficial relationship between the place and its workers. The overseer makes a sweeping gesture. Make note of this smog. I'll explain more inside. It doesn't scroll down. Come on. The building you enter is heated by vast furnaces and ovens. Workers are blowing molten glass. The smog prevents much of the sun's heat from reaching Brabazon. Without factories such as this, Brabazon would freeze. The workers keep the factories alive. The factories heat the Workworld, and it becomes a pleasant place to live. Here, work enriches life. Several of the group coo in admiration. One man boasts about his Brabazon glass collection. A young lady in gaudy finery turns to you. My parents paid for the main furnace to ensure that the poor would never go without. What did you fund? I'm gonna declare I paid for the roof over their very heads. You don't like to boast, for acts of charity are their own reward. But you, well, if these were acts of charity, at least, they would be their own reward. But you are responsible for the workers' protection from the elements. I'm gonna say I am. The lead overseer frowns, but does not bother to correct you. The young lady seems crestfallen. I suppose that is quite useful. Her bright smile is abrupt. That means you're very wealthy. Are you married? My brother is highly eligible. He's met her renewed majesty, you know. I gained 2 Salon-Stewed gossips. Nice. Even though I don't know who her brother is. Anyway, the tour moves on through the upper layer of Brabazon towards the refinery that belches heat like a dying dragon. I'm gonna peer through the window at the Our Refiners. Please line up here. That's it. The overseer indicates along a long, low window. It has been recently cleaned to a shine. Inside, hard-working souls refine raw hours imported from the Reach. After this process, they may be spun into our looms, or in our looms, and put to use. He taps his carriage clock as an example. The refinery is a clamoring, roaring space of long benches, sweating workers, and rolling smoke. The overseer explains. The geodes containing the hours are cracked open, and the fibrous strands of salt-like time are separated with small chisels and saws. Men and women do the former work, children the latter. That's the description. He doesn't say that. The filaments are then passed through a series of furnaces to remove impurities, which are in turn brushed away in an indigo slush. The slush is raked to ensure not even a stray minute is lost. Once the seconds and minutes and hours are extracted, they are seasoned, taken from a very high temperature to a very low one and back. After this, the tangled clumps, the color of the sky just before dawn or after dusk, are carded and wound onto spools in long filaments. The overseer, I think we've seen these before, these filaments, these long spun hours. I'm not sure. The overseer raps sharply on the window as the nearby workers look up, smile, and wave. Huh. What do they do when they haven't got an audience? I'm gonna linger and watch. See what happens there. Seconds after your group has moved on, a worker in the middle of the front row leaps from her seat. She pulls on the stripped blazer that has been hidden on her lap and dashes from the room. She is replaced by another, gray and exhausted. No one looks up. I used up nearly half an hour of my time. I haven't looked at this. It says something, you still have time? You still have a lot of time. Huh. Leaving the refinery behind, you turn through the streets towards the ceaseless ring of hammers. A short walk, and then you enter a dust yard. Okay, we're back with the tour. Good. The tour leader adopts a noble frown. Unfortunately, not all work on Brabazon can be creatively fulfilling. We also produce raw components, like gravel and aggregates. You have looped back to a yard near the bit between. The second overseer is already there. Men and women, hard with muscle, bright with sweat, are breaking rocks with sledgehammers. They wear vests and breeches with cloth masks to keep out the worst of the dust. We equip our workers with safety gear, just in case prolonged exertion in this air might prove unpleasant. As you can see, the regular exercise ensures they are strong and healthy. Many leave Brabazon with athletic inclinations and pursue fitness as a profession. A stout gentleman with a monocle slides up to you. This whole place is just marvelous, eh? Kept busy while paying off debts, given you skill and education. Simply marvelous. Can I? Let's see. Marvelous, the very word. Equivocate, well, on one hand, yes, and on the other hand, no. And on the third hand, which, yeah, let's see. State that you are repulsed by the whole thing. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm not really sure if this is gonna... I'm not really sure what the result is gonna be, but I'm gonna say that. The man frowns. You're wrong, of course. He nods sagely. Yes, they must spend some of their years here, but... what would they do with those years otherwise? Squander them, suffer, and die. His expression is condescending, of course, as are his words, I must say. Better the improving conditions of honest work, don't you think? I'm sure you have done many hours of honest work. You refrained from punching him in the smile. Punching him straight in the smile. Come on, come on, the overseer is gesturing at you angrily. We can't waste another moment. We have to leave now. I'm gonna complete the tour of Brabazon Workworld. It's important we return in plenty of time, so I'm afraid we'll have to end the tour here. The lead overseer circles the group, shepherding the huddle through the doors, back to the bit between. The second overseer takes a head count, a poor one, for she double counts twice before giving up. Nevertheless, she signals her partner to go ahead. I hope you appreciate our little tour. We shall pass your thanks on to the workers of Brabazon. Perhaps when they have paid off their debts, you'll see them again. The overseer shakes the hands of the most prominent donors. Of course, this entire endeavor is thanks to your generosity, he murmurs to them. While the group preens, he collects the carriage clocks. The carriage clock is silent. The overseer, who takes your spent carriage clock, draws you aside. You're a skyfarer, aren't you? We've need for someone without official connections to the governor to help us with a delicate matter. Well, we need someone who isn't... I'm gonna listen to a request. We need someone who isn't one of the sponsors. There are unsavory individuals on Brabazon Workworld. They inveigle others to do their work so that they might have the time to plot. They are fomenting unrest. He shakes his head. It won't do. It just makes the other workers unhappy. Next time, see if you can sneak away from the tour. I hear their leader is looking for outside assistance. He winces. For once, time is on their side. They have so long to plan relative to us. If you hear anything, pass it to me. I'll be around. So I can. There's many options here. So I can suggest he does it himself, which I suppose is denying it. Yeah. Telling him to go to the blazes, that this place is an abomination. Oh, right, that is even denying it more. I thought it was about the blazers, but I just, yeah, because I think one of the workers stole a blazer, I think it was, or something. I'm not really sure of what it was. Maybe they made it themselves, and just sort of, no, this is mine, I made this, and it's off, or something, I don't know. This place is an abomination. Revolution, if that's what he hints at, could only be for the best. Unless he make no promises. You won't reject him outright. Is he offering anything in return? Will he make it worth your while? Okay, so that's me asking that. And the work worlds are vital to London's industry. They keep debtors out of prison. Yeah, in the words of the owners, I'm sure. The revolutionaries are fools. Okay, so I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, this is the best one that I want to go with, I think. I'm going to tell him to go to the blazes. The overseer shakes his head sadly. Not all things are so easily changed, or changed for the better. I've been here long enough to know that, he smiles wryly. They don't lie, you know. It is possible to work your way out. He searches your face. Whoa! That's it. You're just... what do you mean it's possible? You mean... Like, they were telling me they're here to work their debts out. And now he's saying, oh, it's possible to work your way out. You mean most of them are here for life? That's what he means. Sure. He searches your face for a change of heart. You don't have to decide now. But if you hear news, please come to me. I'll speak to the governor. Make sure you're paid for any information. Well... that is quite interesting. I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out, but I do know that we're out of time for the day. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sunless Skies. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.